What's happening, YouTube? Your Goldwing with Derrick T. We're out for another ride. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I really would appreciate it if you go on and click that subscribe button. If you want to receive notifications of when I'm posting new material, you can click that bell. And hey, you guys are awesome. I believe our subscriber number is up to 640 now, and so that's a really awesome thing, and I really appreciate all of the new subscribers to the channel. And some of you all might be wondering why people are passing me on the right. Okay, I thought that truck over there was a cop. The police love to hang out in that little section over there. Anyway, we're out here for a ride today, and I got several things that I want to talk about. I've been getting a lot of requests for information about how I went about starting the channel and why I went about starting the channel. So I thought I'd get out here and share a little bit of the how and the why. Now, what my intention is with this video, because there are a lot of how-to videos. A lot of people have a lot of information. As a matter of fact, I wish I would have kind of checked some of those. I wish I would have checked some of those channels out before I actually got started with mine. But I have no regrets at the same time, because I've learned a lot in the process of developing my channel. But motovlogging, instead of saying this is exactly how you do it, because there's, like I said, infinitely many how-to videos on YouTube about starting a motovlog, and so instead of telling you this is how you go about doing it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you how I did mine, and that way you can eat the meat and throw away the bones. That is, if you find what I'm saying useful, that's great. If you don't find what I'm saying useful, but you tuned in anyway, thanks for the view time, and hopefully I'll have something a little more interesting for you on the next video. But I'll just get started with how I got into my motovlog, which I have to say the very first thing is I didn't set out to start a motovlog. It kind of developed into that as I was going along. One day I was really taking a look at my bike, and honestly it all started with a mission to upgrade my stereo system, because when I first bought this bike, and anybody who knows about the Honda Goldwing GL 1500, the stereo system is not the most up-to-date model of an audio system that you can have on a motorcycle. And I'm sorry, you know, if I upset some of you, I apologize ahead of time. But if you're rocking with a cassette player in 2021 to do anything, it's time for an upgrade. I'm sorry, it just is. I know you can send the radio out and they can put an audio jack in it, and then you can run the jack from the phone and have a cassette adapter. Listen, if you're using a cassette or a cassette adapter or anything that has anything remotely close to do with a cassette, it's time for an upgrade. Oh my God. No, we're good. Okay. Guys, I thought I'd rolled through there without getting a ticket, but you don't have to get a ticket. They're still doing contactless at the turnpike stall here, so I'm good. They take a picture of your plate, where you get on and where you get off, and send you a bill. Ask me how I know. But anyway, I didn't start out to start a motovlog. I didn't get on YouTube one day and say, you know what, I'm going to create this motovlog and see what I can get. Every step along the way was like a discovery. I learned something new with each time I did something, and so The channel that you see today is so very not the channel that I started with a little less than 12 months ago. And if you look at my channel, you can tell I've been on YouTube since roughly about September of 2012. But I didn't actually upload my first video to YouTube until October 2020. So I had a YouTube channel this whole time, and only as of October of last year did I start uploading videos to it. Now, I have social media accounts. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Twitter. But I didn't see any point in putting up YouTube videos for myself. You know, I was familiar with YouTube and knew how to use it and would go there to watch videos of all different topics. But one day I decided I was just going to do a video of all of the upgrades I had done to the bike. To that point in time, I was feeling pretty proud of myself. So I decided I was going to go on and shoot a quick video in my basement, in my garage, about what I had done to the bike. And if you take a look at that very first video on here, this is video, I believe, number 46 or 47, something like that. But if you look all the way back at my very, very first video, it didn't have any music on it. It didn't have any openings or any closings. I didn't announce myself. I didn't introduce myself by name. The name of the channel was not Goldwing with Derrick T at the time. I literally just took my phone, opened up the camera app, pushed record, and went for it. And then I posted it. There was no video editing of any kind. I just shot from the hip. I didn't even know at the time, now I'm really dating myself, I didn't really know at the time that the way that you get a full screen video was to turn your phone to the side. And so you could tell I was holding my phone vertical in that video. Long story short, I think that video sucks. I'm just gonna be flat out honest with you. It is not my best work at all. But at the same time, there's over 3,500 views on it from October of last year until now. And so I have to attribute a lot of my views and view time to that video. I think it has the most views on it out of all my videos. So I'm gonna leave it up. And you know, it's kind of a reminder of where I came from too, a matter of where I started and how much I've grown and how much I've accomplished through the channel to this point. So I'm gonna leave it there. But as I started making more videos, because one video led to another, and I started watching other YouTube videos about guys who have Goldwings, and I was really not happy with what I saw on YouTube about people who have the GL 1500. There's some stuff out there, and there's some guys who are doing putting out some pretty good material on the 1500, but there's not a lot of it. Most of the people who are putting out Goldwing videos have either the 1800 or the DCT, and I'm just not there yet, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that, because I really have an ongoing love affair with this GL 1500, and I'm planning on riding it for a long time. But as one video led to another, and then on my job, I started learning how to edit videos for my job, because I've told this story before. As a school teacher, when the pandemic hit, I was forced to start teaching my kids remotely, and I was creating instructional videos for my kids. And I learned how, I got really good at using a video editor to do that. The name of that video editor is WeVideo, and I'll put a link to that in the description. There it is on your screen too. There's a picture of it on your screen. I use WeVideo. I know a lot of people use Adobe for just about everything, and you know, hey, more power to you. It's obviously really good for what it does. but I found a simpler platform to work on. WeVideo is web-based, and so I don't lose a whole lot of space on my computer for storing all of my raw footage and pictures and thumbnails and everything that comes along with creating your videos. I don't lose a lot of space on my computer's hard drive because I store everything in WeVideo, and it's cloud-based, and I have a plan that gives me unlimited storage. So that's great for me. I honestly just learned how to start making thumbnails, and I'll come back to that in a little bit. But one of the first things I did was I just started shooting random videos, and before I even started taking them from the road, a lot of my early videos are the bike parked in the driveway and me walking around it. I didn't know what a GoPro was, and I surely didn't own one. And so as I started watching other YouTube videos, I started getting more educated, and I was watching how other people were setting up their helmets. And one person who served as a lot of inspiration is Chris Caliente. I really like his videos. I like his videos a lot, and I was really kind of modeling the setup after him, not necessarily what I do, but as far as setting up, having the camera mounts and everything else, I kind of started getting into that because of the videos that I was watching him do. And so it was an investment, I'll tell you that. If you're going to start a motovlog and you're serious about it, it's going to cost you some money. You're going to spend some money on it, and I've spent quite a bit of money on my channel, and I'm proud of that, and I don't miss any of the money that I have spent. But talking about a GoPro here, this is a GoPro Hero 7. I'm recording over there with a GoPro Hero, with a GoPro Max 360. And I have a third GoPro Hero, which is also a Hero 7. But I use that more in handheld applications when I'm not on the bike and I'm out walking around or whatever the case is. I tend to go to that camera setup when I'm not in motion. So, you can't really tell until later videos that came out, when I started adding background music. And what I did there was just simply searching for non-copyrighted music. You can find a lot. There are some paid applications out there, but there's also, you can just hop on YouTube and there's plenty of them to go around. I downloaded MP3s of stuff that I liked and started adding those to my background, and I really like that. So even in some of my more recent videos, you can tell there was a changeover in some of the music I was using. I think I finally found something that I like, and you heard it in the introduction, and you're kind of hearing it in the background now. I think those two music combinations are going to be what you hear on the channel for a long time to come. So I already had sort of, I guess, in my mind the direction I wanted my channel to go. As I started putting out more and more videos, I decided I wanted my channel to be about the journey on the GL 1500 and putting out GL 1500 related material, or stuff that was just entertaining, like the video I put out at the roundup where I was walking around and meeting and interviewing people. That was a lot of fun. And so I found different ways to integrate that into what I was doing. And literally now, any experience that I have, I'm pretty much looking to turn it into a YouTube video and kind of bring it full circle back to the channel. I don't want to bring you stuff, about me walking into Burger King and ordering a Whopper, but I think if it's anything that's worth creating a memory, I'm going to try to incorporate it into the channel one way or the other. And so I have different topics that I talk about. They come from inspiration on other channels. When I see other channels addressing like hot button topics like dark siding, whether or not should you dark side, should you not dark side, I've been very clear where I stand on dark siding, and that is I do it, and I do it proudly, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm riding on a dark side tire right now that has almost 10,000 miles on it, and the tread looks brand new. So you can't talk me off the fence on it. But there are some people who they, you know, don't approve of it, don't like it, and don't do it, and that's fine too. So find topics like that to talk about, and just get out here on the road and have some fun. I'm kind of used to talking in my head. I have a lot of conversations in my head with people before I actually have them with people. So, you know, they always say if you can't talk to yourself, who can you talk to? I spend a lot of time talking to myself, and so getting on the bike and just talking while I'm riding is no big thing to me. That, and I'm used to being in front of large audiences. Even though I'm a natural introvert, I really, and I talk a lot about that in previous videos as well, I'm more or less a lone soldier. I very much prefer being out on my own, being independent, very comfortable doing things like going bowling or going to the movies or anything that you would do with a friend or a loved one. I'm just as comfortable doing alone as I am doing it in the company of other people. So that might be something that you have to get out and get used to, and then for other people it might just flow naturally. But just try it sometime. Get out, ride within the scope of how you ride, and that's a big thing. I think that's probably a topic that I'm the most passionate about as a rider, is I understand my limitations as a rider, and I try really, really hard to stay within those limitations. I don't like not feeling comfortable while I'm riding, and so if I could give any advice, do it along there. But you know, stay with what you're passionate about. We're motovlogging, we're out here on our bikes, we're passionate about our bikes. Keep it about that. If you do your own maintenance, maybe you start doing how-to videos on doing your own maintenance. I've learned quite a bit of how to maintenance my bike. I've watched my mechanic do some work on my bike, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what, the next time it comes around, I think I can do that. So maybe that's something to do. And then there might be times where I just, tell a story, something about myself. I want, now I have a bigger audience, I want my audience to know who I am. And so, I share some stuff, not everything that's deeply personal, but I don't mind sharing a little bit about me and the things that I like to do and the kind of person that I am as well. So I'm not just some random guy on YouTube, but I actually do have a personality. I actually do have a family. I actually do have a job, even though it's not a conventional 9 to 5. I do have ways that I make money. So that's kind of what I did, and all along the way while I was creating what's now Goldwing with Derrick T, all along the way I bought different things. I didn't buy everything at one time. I said it in one of my most recent videos that even right now on my head, I think I have pretty close to $1,000 worth of equipment on my head, between a microphone, GoPro, the mount, the helmet itself, the Sena 20S is what I have, the 20S Evo. That I didn't get all of those things all at the same time. I bought some things piece by piece when it was comfortable and convenient to be able to do so. And so you can steadily see the improvement in the quality of the videos. I'm getting better and better at that. But I've learned a lot of lessons along the way, and everything from having the right equipment, how to set up the right equipment, how to have your equipment set so that it does not distract you while you're on the highway, while you're moving down the highway and everything else, because you want to talk and you want to record, but you also want to do it safely as well. What I will say is that I do edit my videos. I do a lot of editing because in a lot of cases, sometimes I'm just out having fun, and I really, even though the camera's rolling, I really don't have much to say. And so you can have a lot of dead silence on there that, you know, can just get boring. I know when I see dead space on a video, I'm quick to click away from it, just because I want something with a little bit more substance to it. So that's the thing, trying to find your niche, trying to find what's going to give you the substance, you know, and I think that's a balance between who you are, what you value, and what you do. And I try to bring a little bit of that in all of my videos. So that's kind of where I am on motovlogging. It's all I can think of right now. Oh, one thing, I'll probably take that out. Speaking of buying things piece by piece, one of the most recent additions that I bought as far as my camera setup is this Jaws clamp, which is a GoPro accessory, which holds my camera here. I think if you noticed, I moved it to the handlebar, and I got rid of the drink holder. I don't really use the drink holder. My drink holder was more of a sunglasses holder than it was a drink holder. I'm not really one to be riding down the highway like I am right now and reach over and grab a drink and everything else. I just, it's not like driving a car and drinking something. By the way, when I say driving a car and drinking something, I am talking about something non-alcoholic. I do not believe in drinking and driving at all. Not on a motorcycle or in a car, or I don't care if you're on a big wheel. Don't do it. But just like that, it's something that I value. It's one of my personal values, is that I'm a very strong proponent against drinking and driving. So those are the kinds of things that you can get out and talk about, without making this too sad a story. I mean, I've lost a loved one to a drunk driving accident. That's why I feel so strongly about it. So, and then I've also been in a major car accident involving a drunk driver. And while the car got totaled, I got to walk away with my life, and that, I'll take that every single time, but I would have rather not had that experience too. So you can just find different things that you're passionate about, do a self-examination and really look at the things that you're passionate about, and talk about them while you're out on the bike, and keep a balance of material about your bike as well. If it's, like I said, doing your own maintenance, or keeping the bike clean, or just some habits that you have as a rider, go a long way. I watch a lot of MC Rider videos. I think his tips for riding safely are really, really helpful to me as a relatively new rider. I'm gaining more and more experience, but I'm not the kind of person who considers myself to have arrived, and I'm always looking to learn something. So I watch a lot of his videos, and I also watch Paying It Forward, and the name is not coming to me. The name of the host is not coming to me offhand. He's a retired New York police officer, but he does a lot of motorcycle safety, and he videos on YouTube, and I watch a lot of his videos too. So yeah, I watch a lot of material on YouTube about motorcycles, about motorcycle riding. I watch how other motovlogs are set up, and I set out to learn something from everybody. And listen, sometimes I learn what to do, but then there are other times when I'm watching a motovlog, I learn what not to do. All of it is useful and all of it is helpful. So don't be afraid to look at some pretty bad ones, and don't be so quick to click away from them. Actually look at them and say, okay, this is what I don't want my motovlog to look like. This is what I don't want it to sound like. So, maybe if I can give you that little bit of advice as well. Like I said, for me, I don't know if I could tell you step by step how to put your channel together. I'm still learning that process, but the only thing I can do is share with you what I did. And like I said, I started off from the beginning, from the very first video, with just a cell phone standing in my garage. You know, like I said, if you go take a look at the video now, it's, you know, and compare it to video number 30 or video number 40, or even this one that you're watching right now, you know, that first one, it sucks. But I think it got a lot of traction, and I think it gets a lot of views because upgrading the stereo on the GL1500 is like a hot topic. What people are doing to upgrade those old Goldwing stereos. So that audio upgrades video actually turned into what I believe to be a 5 or 6 part series. I'm going to start breaking my videos down into playlists. That's the next thing I've kind of learned on YouTube, is creating playlists on the channel. And so I'm going to start putting some things in a series. I have a series called In the House now, and I did the first video of In the House where I kind of talked about my helmet setup and everything else, because the weather was just inclement. And I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are home to a lot of inclement weather.